I just baked a very simple bread, a Irish soda bread. Now, this one has cranberry, walnuts, orange zest, and raisins. As you can see by the hat, it is right around the holidays and this bread fits perfectly. However, you can enjoy it year round, and if you don't like those inclusions, you can sub them for cheddar and herb, date, hazelnut, or whatever you want. We're gonna make 10 loaves, but I'll leave a link in the description below that'll make you 2, and you can scale this however you want, 1, 2, 10, whatever. This is inspired by a trip I had last year to Ireland where I had a bread at one Michelin-starred Anir in Galway. Although I am Irish, I don't claim this to be 100% authentic. It is my version of it. But JP, not only is he an amazing chef, but he's also a writer and has a PhD. He kindly wrote me an article on the history of Irish soda bread, and I'll also link that in the description below. Let's not waste any more time and let's get into mixing this bread. Time to mix the Irish soda bread. This process is super easy. One watch point, don't overmix it. You don't want it to be tough. The other thing to mention here is the base of the soda bread is incredibly simple. Flour, salt, sugar. We've got our inclusions, but you could really put whatever you want. Cheddar, herb, date, hazelnut. I'm doing like a festive holiday one here, you can see. The base here is flour, salt, baking soda, and buttermilk. Now, you could do this with other inclusions. We're doing a holiday festive one. But the key is the baking soda reacts with the acidity in the buttermilk, which is what gives the dough its rise. No yeast, no fermentation, right in. Kind of like making a biscuit or a scone. If you don't have buttermilk, you can also use regular milk. And for 1 cup of milk, you're gonna use about a tablespoon of lemon juice. Mix that together and let it sit. Just note, it's gonna thicken slightly and curdle. Now let's get it. So for our flavorings today, we're using raisins, cranberries, cinnamon, orange zest, and walnuts. You could use all cranberries, all oranges, whatever you want. This is just what I happen to have. And I'm gonna start by putting our dry ingredients into my container. I'm using red fife here, which is a heritage whole grain. You could use whole wheat, einkorn, emmer, or whatever else you want. Now, if you were prepared in advance, you could mix the orange zest with the sugar to really infuse it. But I just did this a few minutes ago, and not to worry, that still works fine. Now with a whisk, I'm just gonna whisk this together. I find it easier with a whisk. This way you're gonna get it fully, evenly incorporated. I can actually smell the cinnamon, the orange zest coming out of here. It smells lovely. Next, we're gonna place our oats, raisins, cranberries, and our walnuts. The walnuts have been toasted and chopped. You're gonna wanna mix this together to coat everything evenly so that they don't sink in the dough, and it's also just gonna help you mix this better. If you're making 1 loaf, it works just the same. If you're making 10 like I am, you can do it in a big bin, but whatever size you're making works. Once you've got this far, we're gonna add our buttermilk. I'm gonna add almost all of it at once, but hold back a little bit. You want a soft, slightly sticky dough. Your soda bread should look a little bit shaggy. If it looks tidy, you've probably overmixed it. Add your buttermilk. Saving just a little bit, just in case. I like to use the scraper to just start to work it through. But I shouldn't say work it. We don't want to overwork this. More so, I'm just trying to hydrate everything. So depending on your flour that you're using, your dough will take a little bit more or less buttermilk, which is why I hold some back. This is looking a bit dry, so I'm actually gonna add all of it. We want this to be a little bit shaggy. And now I'm just gonna get in there with my hand, and we're gonna try and get all the dry bits incorporated. So you can see this does not look like it's forming a lot of gluten, which is good. We want the final product to be soft and tender. So I'm just trying to hydrate all the flour. It smells so good. Remember, no dry bits. So what we're looking for is a dough that is a little bit sticky. It doesn't have a big gluten web to it, but there is some evidence of structure here. And the next thing I'm gonna do is scrape down the sides of my container or your bowl if you're making 2 loaves. I'm gonna very lightly flour the top of this. And now we're gonna press this down. And this is gonna actually help us do the portioning later. So not a lot of flour, just enough so that my hand doesn't stick to the dough. Light flour, pat this down evenly. And now we're gonna rest this for about 20 to 30 minutes. This is gonna give the flour time to hydrate. The dough will relax, making it easier to shape, and all the flavors are gonna come together. The orange zest, the cinnamon, it's gonna be great. Just make sure you don't rest this for too long because the baking soda and the buttermilk react immediately, and you're gonna lose all that gas and all that power that's gonna give it a lift in the oven. 20 minutes, just enough time for some holiday tunes to do a quick cleanup. And remember, you're gonna wanna preheat your oven at this point because they go in the oven immediately after shaping. And I'm gonna preheat my oven to 425 Fahrenheit, which is about 220 degrees Celsius. See you in 20. Time is up. Our dough is rested. It's time to shape it. Well, divide it, shape it, and then bake it. Pretty straightforward process. Because of the way I have it in the bin, I can just cut this into squares and then take them out. So first step, grab your scale. My scale happens to be covered in orange zest because I didn't clean it. Now I like to use a plastic bench scraper because I don't like to scrape up the bin. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of flour on it. This has kind of absorbed a bit of the flour, so we're gonna just dust this lightly. So we're gonna do 800 grams, and I'm just gonna cut a chunk out and see what that gets me. Oh, that's pretty close. 790, and then we're gonna place it off just on a lightly floured surface. And then continue on with the rest. If you're making one or two, it's easy. You just got one or two. If you're making a big batch like I am, it's gonna take you a few more minutes. Doughs are divided and I've got 2 sheet pans set up. This one actually fits my home oven and this one fits my deck oven in the garage. And I'm gonna try and bake this all in one go. So I'm gonna do 4 in the home oven and 6 outside. To shape these, we're gonna just dust them lightly with flour. You don't wanna put too much, just enough so they're not sticky. And I'm gonna move this one out of the way. So on a lightly floured surface in front of you, you're gonna flatten the loaf. Then we're gonna bring the top in, the bottom up, kind of like there. And then we're just gonna round this off into a ball. You don't wanna knead this. This is not sourdough. We're just trying to bring it together. So we're gonna throw this onto, I'm gonna flour it just lightly. Now you don't need to do this, but I like to be able to move it just in case I place it in the wrong place. So I'm gonna show you that again. Flip it over in front of you and flatten it. Then you're gonna bring the top down, press, the bottom up and press. And then we're gonna kind of fold and press, fold and press, fold and press. So we're gonna bring it up, press, press, up, press, up, press, up, press. So now you kind of have a log and just with your hands round that off into a nice ball. You could do these in an oval shape if you want, I guess too. It doesn't really matter. Okay, there's our home oven tray. Oh, see, this is exactly why I like flour them lightly, so that if they're too close together, I can move them, but they don't expand out that much, so this should be fine. I'm gonna place this off to the side. All right, these soda breads are ready for the oven and I'm just gonna give them a light brush with buttermilk. It's gonna help caramelize the outside and give it a nice shine, a nice golden look to it. Helps with the flavor as well. You wanna get these into the oven relatively quick. I just clean the table and that's it because the baking soda is acting right away and we don't want this to not have any energy left to rise up a bit in the oven. Give them a nice brush. You could roll these in oats if you wanted. There's oats inside. I honestly stopped doing the oat thing because kids and they eat it and they get oats all over my house and it's annoying. So I don't really do that so much anymore. But if you want, go for it. Next up, we're gonna score these. Now instead of scoring, I'm just gonna take a bread knife and I'm gonna slice a nice little plus or cross or whatever you wanna call that in the top. I'm gonna bake these now. My oven is preheated to 425 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 220 Celsius. Then I'm gonna put them in the oven. Then I'm gonna drop it to 400 Fahrenheit and drop it to about 200 to 205 Celsius. And we're gonna bake these somewhere between 20 to 25 minutes. It's gonna really depend on your oven, how much you have in, the size of the bread you're making, if it's like mine, 800 grams or not. So let's get these in the oven. And in the meantime, I'm gonna clean up and make myself a coffee. Wow, our soda breads are out of the oven. They look amazing. And I've got these ones from the home oven and beside it, the ones from the deck oven. I mean, they look pretty much exactly the same baking time, temperature, everything. So I'm gonna brush these with a little bit of butter. This is optional. It's gonna just soften the crust lightly and give them a little bit of a shine. It's gonna taste really good, of course. It will make the tops of it greasy, so depending on what you're doing with it, just a heads up. You don't need a lot, just a little bit of melted butter. The smell is incredible. These just smell like the holidays. I can smell the cranberry, the orange, the cinnamon coming through. My whole house smells amazing. Ooh, yeah, this is amazing. All right, bakers, that's it for the Irish soda bread. Now, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. It helps me grow, it helps other users find me. The only thing left to do is to cut one of these open and see what it looks like inside and of course, taste it. So let's cut her open. Oh, yes. This bread's so awesome. I love it. I'm gonna give it a quick taste. Beautiful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.